Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another normal game sent in by you, the fans, to lifesaglitchtv@gmail.com. Mr. Maximus Black.
Yep.
Hit me up with an old school noise. Up here in the top left, we've got the Red Terran. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to pronounce either of these names, so I'm gonna go with
Let's go with Elf.
well, I'm gonna call him Elf, but I think it might be like Coif or something weird like that. I have no idea. And then the bottom right, Poirot. I don't know if this is like, I don't know what languages these are derived from, to be completely honest with you, and I'm too fucking white to be able to discern it.
Parrot.
It doesn't matter. We're gonna call him Parrot. Yep. Parrot and Elf. A legendary combination. A normal game.
You know, what I've noticed is sometimes like when I see like the bigger shorts that we have, which are crushing, by the way. Shoutouts to our boy Mark.
Huge.
Oftentimes I go into the comment section, I randomly see a comment where they're like, they're not even saying the names right. It's like, dude, that's not even their names. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, yeah, they don't watch LAGTV. They're they're not normal.
That's how you know that's how you know that we've reached outside of the LAGTV verse.
Yeah. Is
when, you get comments like that. They're expecting professionalism.
Yeah, that's not what we do here. It's actually
I had
the opposite.
absolutely no follow-up to that. That was just kind of, I wanted to land it on no professionalism. Which, coincidentally, having silence after that was probably the best case scenario. And now we can take more silence to just immediately spin into doing the only other thing that we're good at, and that's selling out to the folks at home for a current sponsor.
Yeah.
Marvel Strike Force, Mr. Black. Why don't you tell the fine folks at home what they can do to make me, and by proxy, my almost born but not quite yet son, some money.
Yeah, you can download Marvel Strike Force on mobile only, new accounts only. Even if you just install the game, we get paid. Getting the first few levels, I think up to level 5, literally takes 10 to 15 minutes. I played for an hour the other day, and I got to like level 9 or level 10. So yeah, if you enjoy the game, you can keep playing. As you hit those bigger goals, we get paid even more dollar skrilla. So it's a great way to support directly. Costs you $0.00. It's free to play. If you're not into it, that's cool too. It's all good. Just hit the like button. Leave a comment for the algorithm. Do your thing.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
The ever-evolving, nonsensical, nobody understands it algorithm that we just keep hoping whatever we do is actually contributing to something that turns out to be useful to the algorithm. Zerg, Parrot, decided to test the waters. Was reminded immediately that he's up against a Terran. And so has decided, well, let's go grab a third, because I'm seeing a barracks, I'm seeing a couple of supply depots, and generally speaking, that is pretty indicative of nothing coming up your way or down your way in his instance anytime soon, and so a third is a relatively safe proposition. And he would be right. We have the Keebler Elf over here building his own expansion. Rip Zergling, absolutely nuked from orbit by that tank. So there's the expansion here, and this is just going to go immediately into the mid game. Now we have, none of these is those, because we record these, there's usually like a latent time, and obviously also most of the replays we get are not going to be from the test server. Yep. But there's a lot of crazy possible live server patches that could be coming in the next few weeks. And wow, how is this happening? That's not an A move. Okay, I was very confused there for a second. It's like, all right, just gonna watch that happen, eh? All right, cool. But yeah, I mean, this every matchup could play out much more differently. And Zerg, it's like mechanically Zerg is gonna play quite differently if some of these things go through. So it'll be fun to see what comes out of that patch, and we'll probably talk about that on the podcast a bit today, Mr. Black, I would imagine.
Okay.
But StarCraft could be changing because of one hero like intern at Blizzard that's currently
keeping the
currently
game,
doing their best,
trying to switch up the meta a little bit. But yeah, like the first patch that they had, or the PTR, was an absolute fucking meme. All right, like Protoss was dying, like completely super dead. Like everybody, even Protoss haters were like, "What are you doing? Like what?
Like, well, slow down."
Yeah, like what? Are somebody on drugs? And then like it was such a bad PTR that even in the descriptions, they didn't even like they were naming abilities incorrectly, like completely and then they were also the supply, like how much it costs was already incorrect.
It was like old information.
Yeah, it was like what are we like what are you guys doing? What? So anyway, there was another.
Well, it's not even you guys. It's you guy. It's one. It's like one person. Bless them. Clearly not super well versed. Oh, this is actually kind of a scary little timing here. Going out here by the Keebler elf, and our Zerg is currently supply blocked and does not have his Baneling nest. It's just finishing now. But yeah, I mean, very wild first couple, and even the new one is still pretty like.
Yeah, but it's
like Storm is clearly the focus.
Yeah.
For Protoss, which did get it was doing a little too much, but at the same time, like Protoss, I think we talked about this the other day while we're waiting for this attack to happen. You know, Protoss wins at like 2 points in the game, and all other points they're ass. And so, like, if you're gonna change Storm, like, it's gonna be, to the detriment of the very nice split.
I mean, that was just beyond sexy. I mean, the fact that he took those Marauders to the side and allowed the Banelings, because the Banelings will soak into the Marauders infinitely more than the Marines, right? The Marines they'll just blow up immediately, but the Marauders takes a lot more hits, and that was just such a beautiful split there. And he took basically minimal damage, and now Elf is going to get this expansion, and that's going to go down. Huge. I don't think it's enough to end the game quite yet, but the damage has been dealt, and now he's got even more units coming on the way down. He's got his second out there. It's 2 base to 2 base. Still needs to be careful, because this is only 2 siege tanks and a handful of units. Not a small army, but it looks like he's actually going to pick it up, and he's going to drop inside here, and he's going to siege, but it's going to be too late. The roaches are going to get all up inside that. The Hotfire mixtapes are coming down, and that was a terrible life choice. Elf, I was glazing for a minute, and then Patriot said, hell no, enough with them sugar glazing these donuts. No, I'm raw dogging this bitch. And he just did that, and he's now immediately going up for the counter, and now these Marines are going to be a little bit out of position. The front lings go down. The Hotfire mixtapes are being fired upon. Ooh. He's going to have to pick up and dip.
Oh my God.
And now he's going to start working his way over here. Does he have enough time? He's going to get in behind these supply depots. Thank God that he has this fully walled off, or this game would have ended right then and there. No siege tanks are here yet. He's dropping down those mixtapes on the wrong structure. Would have liked to have seen it go down on the supply depots to get in there quicker, but I feel like Terran has got enough now to be able to handle this with the amount of Marines that he has with those medevacs, and very smartly so. Parrot is getting the fuck out of there.
Wow. So, I mean, Parrot is approaching the point. If he builds some units back home,
needs to be careful.
If he builds some units back home, it's going to go bad for the Terran if he keeps pushing this. These are all overstimmed. Just go home. You got a couple of kills. There you go. Okay. Yeah, don't overstay your welcome. So yeah, I mean, look, listen, Keebler Elf here was popping off. He got the third. He got the dubs. He didn't take much damage, but he did kind of overestimate what that queen was. Industrious.
Yeah.
But poor choice. Not a day for industry for that queen. But yeah, he just overextended, and that happens. Went in for the drop. Was a little bit, a little bit overzealous. But he did hold, and like you said, thankfully he had this kind of random, well, I won't call it random, it's intentional, but this other friggin' command center blocking up the wall here. But you know what? He's still against now a 3-base Zerg. He can't let the Zerg sit forever. He has to push his advantage. If he's going to stick with these Marine Marauder balls, he has to be active.
Yep.
Because if he doesn't get active, he's going to get out-teched, and it's going to be a bad time. And Parrot now is up 122 to 93, although I don't know what the worker count disparity might be contributing to
71
substantial.
drones. Yes, yeah. So
it's the difference.
Big time. And you're going to need more of these drones anyway. I mean, obviously, Elf has mules. He's got 3 command centers now. So just naturally, especially since Zerg now is on, 4 base. Now, this is just going to boil down to, can he get siege tanks in a good position? He's only got 1 tank here, so things are already a little bit dicey. I would have liked to have seen him have more siege tanks before he tries to push out and do such a big push. Man, those mixtapes did a lot of damage on those medevacs, and I think he's got enough here to just go ahead and A-move, essentially, into this army. And
that's a lot of mixtapes, bro.
God.
Oh my God.
Like, the amount of damage they were doing. What Elf needed to do here, Adam, is he needed to save up more of the siege tanks and use those medevacs for the drops. He needed to start dropping up here, killing off the drones from below, going down into the main, doing these little hit squads instead of running down with 1 siege and a decent amount of Marines and Marauders and medevacs, but it's just not going to be enough. Look at the amount of creep spread, the amount of units now, 152 supply to 84. Things are not looking good. Also, Zerg is upgraded 1-1. He's just doing better. He's just macroing way better, and he's not overextending like Elf has been doing. Like, Elf had that one really good push here to the side, was feeling himself a little bit, and got smacked in the mouth for it. And then again, we saw Parrot come up here, counterattack, kill a lot of the stuff, and then back off. And now Elf decided to go down there without really any real scans. We had like 1 scan before he went in, but he really should be doom dropping, hitting him in all kinds of different places while teching up, getting his upgrades, getting his extra expansions, and trying to drag this out to the late game. He's trying to force like a mid-game win when he's not really in the position to do so. And now Parrot is maxed out. This is not looking good.
No, in fact, it's looking horrible. He's seeing now the one medevac looking for a little bit of a side drop. He's trying to do a little 2-prong, not even really 2-prong. It's kind of like, what can I do on the side to do some mineral damage? Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, you're dead.
Oh, this is just
super dead.
This is a bad place to be. Mixtapes drop. They're hitting hard. Everything's A-moving. You got nowhere to go but down.
Yeah.
And that's basically the show. I mean, this is he was hoping to do a little bit of mineral damage, and he will.
Yep.
He's gonna force the Zerg to retreat to clean this up. Is he paying attention enough to get them out of here? He is. He's gonna salvage a couple of units. But again, so like if you're doing this, at least in the leagues that we're watching here at LAGTV, when you're playing Terran, if you're deciding to go this style of play, it's absolutely something that you can win mid-game games with and stuff and close out even maybe a bit earlier. But you have to, the problem is you have to be incredibly active.
Yes.
And you have to be really, really, really efficient with where you go. Like Keebler Elf's problem is he kept trying to take these full frontal attacks into Parrot's base when he needed to be doing, like you were saying, you need to get him from different angles.
Yeah.
You need to be coming at him in weird places. You can't just go head on because I mean you can't apply it directly to the forehead because shit, look at this.
I mean, at the end of the day, missionary is okay, right? But if it's all you do and you ain't gonna be hitting the right angles, the right spots, you're just gonna leave in disappointment. That's all that's gonna happen here.
No.
And it is what it is, and this is what happens. So this is game over. I mean, and the fact that Parrot didn't even have a single Hydra, like if he transitioned into Hydras like 4 minutes ago, I mean, this game would have been over even sooner. The medevacs would have all died. He would have been able to kill off anything that's trying to get out of there. But I must say, these fire mixtapes are actually fire. Normally, they drop them down and they don't do shit. They're like used more so as like a CC and not necessarily for like huge damage. Like he has been smoking Elf's tits with these things. Like just absolutely.
You know what the difference is? I was actually going to talk about it like right when or towards the end of the game here. I'm glad you brought it up. What I'm noticing here, and this is weird to say because you would think that we would have seen this more with the amount of like we have some pretty high end Zergs we get sometimes. It feels like, here's a random thing I'm going to toss out. If you've played League of Legends, I feel like your hot fire mixtapes are going to be better because there are so many skills that you use in League of Legends that you are leading your targets with, or you are pressuring them into your skill shot where most Zergs, and when I say most on this channel, I'm saying 98% or more, are throwing the mixtapes where the enemy units are, not
Currently,
where they
yeah.
are going to be.
Yeah.
And what we saw here is this man is using the force and saying, well, he's going to go backwards. My army is bigger. He has to retreat.
Yep.
And so he's not going to be here if I drop mixtapes. I got to throw them behind him a bit.
Yeah.
And we saw how much damage you can do if you were hitting them right. But I mean, so rare. I mean, how many times have we seen a Zerg actually lead the mixtapes? It's incredibly rare.
Yeah, no, it was very, very well done. I mean, it's solid back and forth game. This is pretty good Nang.
Yeah.
Diamond level, not bad at all. But Parrot was just one step ahead in almost every way. The decision making, the macro, the use of the mixtapes. Just very, very good all around. Solid game. Hit the like button, guys, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out.